everybody. It is Juva Threed Alexander, and it is time for the Purpose Conversation. And of course, as always, I am bringing that Friday night fire. And tonight, it is going to get really, really hot up in here. I have a phenomenal guest. But first, before I introduce her and before I want to bring her on, I want everybody to come on into the room, y'all. Come on in, come on in. You see me on your live. You see me up there. You see me. Go ahead and come on in the room. And I want you to give me a hello, give me a little love, a little heart, or a little thumbs up to let me know that you're in here with me. And we're going to just chat it up tonight. We're going to talk purpose, of course. And oh, y'all know that I am a words girl. And tonight, my guest is full of words. Oh my gosh, she just speaks to my entire whole soul. So y'all go ahead and come on up in here. Come up in here. I tell you, I want to thank you guys first and foremost for always coming in and checking it out, watching it on repeat, and just sharing with me how much you are enjoying the Purpose Conversation and how much you are thoroughly enjoying this special We Are Women's History Edition. And if you've been around, then of course you know that I decided to showcase some phenomenal women that were true and near and dear to my heart. And so that was the whole purpose. And of course, you know, in February, I highlighted all of my beautiful and amazing family because we did the We Are Black History Spotlight. And so every day in the month of February, I spotlighted my family members. I wish I could have done it for the month of March for all women, because one thing that I realized, I know some of the most amazing, influential, inspiring, encouraging, dope, talented women that are doing their thing. They are absolutely walking in, living in, breathing in, swimming in, doing their thing. And it's all about purpose. And you know what? Before I get started, I thought I'd turn my phone off because I don't want anybody to be calling and texting and stuff while I am on with you guys. So let me go ahead and make sure that I put my phone on Do Not Disturb, and let's make sure that that doesn't happen, because tonight's show, it is going to be absolutely phenomenal. So once again, it's Friday. Come on in, come on into the room. Come on into the room. I'm so glad to see you. I see that I have some people coming in. Go ahead, invite some people in, because if you are like me, you are you're ready for this one. I've been advertising all week, and we are ready to get the party started. Okay, y'all, tonight, my guest, she goes by the name of Abstract C.I.M. And if you have taken the time to look at some of my posts, you've seen some of her videos, you've seen her in her element doing her thing, and I have her here, and I am so very excited. Let me give you a little bit of background on Miss Abstract C.I.M. I call her the Queen Abstract C.I.M. Abstract C.I.M. She found her greatest passion for the art of spoken word in the ninth grade literature class. And since she's gone on to compete and win in many local and state poetry competitions, and she has performed in over 150 shows across the Eastern United States. She received her bachelor's degree in English with a creative writing concentration and a minor in theater at Georgia State University to sharpen her gift of written and performance art. Abstract is currently climbing that corporate ladder by day, and she's running an all-inclusive marketing, writing, design business by night in hopes of one day pursuing her greatest love full-time, which of course is writing, touring, and spreading messages of loyalty and self-worth. I'm telling you, this woman is amazing. She delivers powerful performances of honest poetry with messages of vulnerability, wisdom, and encouragement. Despite her young age and circumstances, with the foundation of loving yourself first, and I put that in quotes, running through much of her work, Abstract transforms her joys and her mistakes in life, love and heartbreak into beautiful lessons. And as you guys know, I always like to make sure that I give out um, I bring my guests in on their theme song. And you know what? I've only had two. She's my second guest that has their own theme song because she's an artist. And so tonight I'm going to bring in, drum roll please, I'm going to bring in Abstract to her theme song of her newest release, Neo Soul. Give me 1 second. Let's see. A journey to Neo Soul Space, Abstract C.I.M. Y'all listen in. And we have Abstract C.I.M. Facebook, I have absolutely no song rights, but Abstract C.I.M. does.
Hello, everybody. What's up, Juba?
What's up? What's up, Abstract C.I.M.? Oh my goodness. Hey, girl. Hey.
It's so good to be able to see you.
Technology. It's good to see you. Technology is something else. Exactly. Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's so good. And I'm like, you know, a few weeks ago, I had Van Miller on. Well, actually, last Wednesday, I had Van Miller on.
I saw.
And it was in the middle of our anniversary. And it would be our anniversary because that was during the time that I first met you, Abstract. We were in a joint project, right?
Nice. I didn't know it was this time around. That is amazing.
Yes. It was during women's history.
Was.
Yes.
It was.
So yeah, we did 6 shows and it was absolutely phenomenal. And you closed it out and you tore down the house. I had my girls and everybody buying up your CDs, and I tell you, it was like a breath of fresh air to my word-loving soul. You are something else.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was a time to remember.
It was a time to remember. And you've been busy ever since. After that particular stage play shows that we did, I followed you around. I went to a few of the events that you had just throughout the Atlanta area, and you just absolutely kill it. And that's one thing that I miss about being in Atlanta is, you know, being able to kind of connect with my folks and just kind of follow you guys like I really want to. But like you said, technology is something else. So we've been able to kind of peep in and just check each other out and see who's doing what and what's what. So Abstract C.I.M.
Yes.
Now, you know what? You are actually from Augusta, Georgia.
I am.
Yes, big shout out to the CSRA.
Yes, what you know about Augusta?
You know what? I actually went to high school in North Augusta. I graduated high school in North Augusta High School. And that's where I met Anthony Page. We were young little teenagers and we were friends. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So I'm like, so this is like home. So all of our Augusta peeps, y'all come on up in here. This is home, girl.
706.
That's right, 706.
Small world. Okay.
Small world.
Now. Okay.
Yeah. So you know what? We're gonna jump right in because I want people to learn all about beautiful Queen Abstract C.I.M. Now, your name, Abstract C.I.M. First of all, tell me who is Abstract C.I.M.? Who is she?
Well, Abstract is the performer. She's a writer, she's a rapper, she's a poet, spoken word artist. I came up with this, I guess, alter ego or persona because I needed one. I realized that I found my purpose, my gift when I would step on stage, as shy as I am. Now, let me tell you, I'm extremely shy. I'm a bit socially awkward. And I can remember growing up as a child, I was just always soft spoken, didn't really care for the spotlight. Like, I love to perform and do arts and creative things, but as far as being the center of attention, I never needed that. I was more of an observative, introverted type of person, very shy. But when I finally found this gift of spoken word and being on the stage and spoken word performance, I transformed. I
Mhm.
became what I felt like was a completely different person. I left myself. There were no more nerves. The confidence comes, and I just did it effortlessly as if it was what I was supposed to be doing. When
Mhm.
I get off that stage and we come back to reality, I'm the same me. I'm quiet. I don't really know what to say or how to approach people. I'm soft like that, but on that stage, I transform. I become a beast. I go hard. It's
Yes.
completely besides myself. That's who Abstract is. She goes hard, and she knows exactly how to deliver the message to the people to try to get them to understand and listen. I guess that's Abstract.
Yeah, yeah. And you are right. Abstract does go hard. And it's so funny that you said that once you get on the stage, it's like you turn into a this beast. I can relate. I can relate because I think that's how it is with creatives. When we're kind of when we are in our zone, we may not naturally just be introverted, but some of us are, but when it's like a different level when you are just in your zone and you come and you get that mic, and I can see it in your demeanor, in your face, and you're like, and you give it to us. You absolutely give it to us.
Yes. Awesome. I'm glad y'all can receive it. Yes, just that ability to be able to channel what it is
Yeah.
that nobody else can do better than you. It's a beautiful thing. Yes, us all creators have that.
You know what? One of the things that I find that's just absolutely beautiful about you, one of the things is that, of course, you have a way with words, but what you are spitting, what you are giving us, it's like anybody can absolutely relate to it. I don't know if you have an old soul, but I'm like, man, where was she when I was like in my 20s? And where was she? I didn't have that friend that was kicking it like that and just putting it out there. And I know for sure that I definitely wasn't on that level. But I don't know if it's just the generation now that y'all kind of get it a little earlier, or something has happened, but you put it out there. And I advertise you too on TikTok. And I'm looking at my little video.
Are you serious? Because I'm not even on
Yes,
TikTok like
I
that.
know, I know, but you're on there now, and I'm like, your views, you need to really kick it up in your TikTok, because
I need
honey,
to kick my
they
TikTok
are
up.
they are loving you. They are loving you. I'm
What?
like, yes, they love you.
You got to
They
tell me what's going on, Juba. I'm out the loop
Yes.
with TikTok.
Yeah, but it's a little different. It's a little different than all of the other social media platforms. It's fun, but it's definitely something for the creatives. Seriously, seriously.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
doing it. You're
yeah.
doing it. That's
But I
awesome. Teach
but
me.
I love the fact that you always you deliver when you say that your work does have messages, just messages, and you speak to just some real stuff. Now, I spoke a little bit about in your bio how your career began, or just kind of how that seed was just kind of planted. But if you would, I want you to just kind of elaborate a little bit. How did your career actually begin for you?
Okay, so briefly, I've been writing since second grade. I've been writing poems and poetry. I think I get that love from my mother, who is a writer. She's written tons of books. Still trying to publish the first one. We're getting that going. But she has tons and tons of written books and journals and poems for years in her
Wow.
repertoire. So I definitely shout out to moms. I've been writing for forever, but when it comes to releasing those words and performing them to people, I found that in ninth grade. Uh, my teacher gave us all the required assignment. We had to find a Shakespeare poem, dissect it, break it down, excuse me, understand what he was saying and meaning, and then
Wow.
translate that into performance or spoken word. Um, that was my first interaction with what spoken word is and how it's different from poetry. Um, Everybody else in the class hated the assignment or didn't really care to do it. They just went through the motions and did what they had to do to get the grade. But I found so much joy, not only in getting up and performing in front of people, but just the process, just learning the meaning of certain words that I don't understand, so I can then apply the correct emotion and then deliver the message in a way that I'm supposed to for the people to understand it. And when I finally got on stage, or not on stage, in front of the classroom, it was there was a moment. It was just a connection where I felt like I'm doing this and I'm doing it well. I'm
Yes.
having fun. Like, did I just find my gift? Did I just find, like, hold up, my purpose? Like, it was beautiful. And I just remember feeling like, okay, I can do this again. I can do this again. Um, After that, I ended up being, I guess, submitted into a next level competition for that same
Okay.
month. That didn't go anywhere. I did not win, but let me tell you, after that, another moment came called Poetry Out Loud, a national poetry competition. Again, I went to a fine arts school, Davidson Fine Arts in Augusta,
Oh
Georgia.
yeah.
Yeah, so uh I was around creatives all the time, but we
Yes.
had another required poetry assignment in literature. Pick a poem, break it down, dissect it, perform it in class for a grade, and if you choose to, you move on to the competition. I, with my ambitious self, chose the absolute longest poem that I could have chose on the website to choose from. It was a 2-page poem by Margaret Walker called For My People.
Oh.
I don't know if you ever heard of it. It's a phenomenal poem. Somebody doubted me and said that I couldn't do it. And I remember without hesitation, I chose that poem and I was relentless on practicing. I was relentless on the memorization, making sure that I got every single word right. There were
Yes.
no errors, there was no room for mistake. And I remember the way that I was able to put so much dedication to that and come through, I was on to something. Ended
Mm-hmm.
up going to the competition. I was in ninth grade against 10th, 11th, and 12th graders. Ended up winning first place. And
Wow.
that catapulted. I haven't stopped since then. I'll just say that. So that was
Okay.
my first interaction with spoken word. And I've been going ever since. And
Wow.
it's been a love story, honestly.
So, as a little girl, what do you think when you were a little girl? What did you want to be when you grew up? And that's usually my standard question. I usually ask everybody, say, so what did you want to be when you were a little girl?
Most of my life, I wanted to be an artist, like a
Okay.
visual, of like a drawer, a painter.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
that was my first love. That's what I ended up getting accepted into Davidson Fine Arts for, was actually my visual art. I didn't find poetry until later. I wanted to go to SCAD. That was my
Yes.
dream school, to go to
Yes.
SCAD. I was in love with art, and I still am to this day. But at a certain point, when I found poetry, that took over. But that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a visual artist. The only reason that dream kind of shifted is when I realized that unless you get like really, really famous, artists don't really make that much money. They don't really make that
Right.
much money. And I want to
No.
live
Right.
comfortably. I want to live well. So I had to kind of reel that dream back and figure out, what else do I love? What else can I do for a living, and still be content and at peace with myself? Then I found criminal psychology. I love
Oh.
CSI shows.
Oh goodness.
That lasted for a minute. That led to my first major in college being psychology. That lasted 1 year. Hated it. Pulled out of that. That's when I started moving towards public speaking and ended with English, with a concentration in creative writing. And I settled on that. That's what I love to do. That's what I'm good at. I'm going to try to make this work somehow.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Now, speaking of doing what you love, when you think of purpose, what does purpose mean to you?
When I think of purpose, I think of something obviously that you do well. Has to be something that you do well. Has to be something that you enjoy. Something that you wouldn't mind doing for free because you was gonna do it anyway.
Yeah.
Um, Something that nobody can take from you, that you'll always have inside of you, a skill that you will always have, that you, whether you were born with it or you nourished it, something that is within you, a God-given talent, if you will. Um, and I also look at what I feel like my spirit calls me to do, what He
Hmm.
tells me, hey, I gave this to you. You know you got it. Make sure you do something good with it. That's what I consider purpose.
I like that. I like that. And you know what? I want to say it was maybe a couple of years ago now. You did a little journey. You did something where you have a record called My First Exodus.
I did.
I really felt that because I was like, "Oh, look at my baby. She's growing and she's connecting and she's connecting to some roots and she's getting." Tell me about that particular journey. Uh, it, the record itself is absolutely amazing, but I was like, I just totally felt you. So tell me a little bit about My First Exodus because I know that it was so much more than just a record. Especially looking at the video itself, I'm like, oh, she went and she just found something deep, some
Yeah.
souls, something. And to entitle it My First Exodus, what was that all about?
Oh my goodness. I would love to. My first Exodus was literally about my first Exodus, my first time, my first international trip, if you will. And I took it to Jamaica for my birthday, 25th, the big 25. Um, it was a spontaneous trip at one. So I felt like it was kind of God was in it and He just made it happen. I made the decision, I think, less than 2 weeks. I think 2 weeks prior, didn't even have a passport yet. I had to rush to get a passport, and it came in the nick of time with rush shipping and all that. Like it was really like just a spontaneous decision, and it was one of the best decisions I've made. um, I have a homegirl that used to live here. Shout out to Rika G, the queen, spoken word artist extraordinaire. She does so much. She's from Jamaica and she moved back out there to get her master's.
Oh,
So I did a solo trip. I went by myself, but I spent my time with her out there and she showed me the ways. It was an incredible trip. If you have not visited Jamaica, this is a commercial. You need to go. You need to go. My entire mindset changed. My
right.
view, my outlook on life changed. In a nutshell, I learned to give thanks and be grateful for what you have. I
Hmm.
realized I have too much. We have too
Mm,
much. We have so much, so many things, so many options, so much to distract us. And out there, they don't have all that stuff. They don't have a lot at all. But I saw and felt so much peace there and
mm,
joy there and contentment there that I you do not see out here. And it was amazing. It opened my eyes. It just shows you that that stuff is not what matters. That stuff is
hmm.
not what makes you happy. At the end of the day, if your soul not right, if your energy not right, if your spirit not right, you have nothing. You know,
Right.
and we mask that with all this stuff out here in America, the big houses, the grind, the hustle to get the money, which is important. I'm all about it, trying to get my bag. But at the end of the day, if your peace and your spirit isn't right,
Yes.
what does it matter? Are you really rich? what
Right.
what is all of this for? Um, Jamaica just really taught me to be grateful for who you are and what you have, and keep your connection to God, keep your roots grounded in the earth, center yourself, ground yourself, and know what really matters, know what you actually value, and what people or Instagram might teach you to value. And
Mm,
that sticks with just knowing who you are first, staying grounded while you're in this world. Remember who you are deep down inside and let that take you day by day. Jamaica is beautiful. It's
yeah. I could tell. I knew that it was definitely a trip that was, it definitely brought some enlightenment. I could tell that off the bat. I was like, oh yeah, she's there, and she done got creative and
with their
finished her
fountain though.
writing. Oh, it was
With
awesome. It was
Jamaica's
awesome.
fountain though.
So
It is beautiful. It's a journey I recommend. It's a journey I recommend. The food is amazing and it tastes healthier. The men are beautiful. The women are beautiful. It's
a beautiful
it's
place.
it's a vacation. The nature, the vegetables, the mountains. I could go on and on and on. It's an experience.
Yeah. And you know what? I was surprised. I said for her to be so young, you had some pieces on love. I was like, "Oh, goodness gracious." I mean, it was um one particular piece you actually performed during our Blue series. What was the name of your first of all, the Blue series, that was like a series of one
One.
one act stage plays. But yours was a little different because I can't even it's one of these things that I can't even explain to people if they weren't there. It was like a concert, but it was, you had spoken word, you had music, you had people I mean, it was just absolutely amazing. But you had some really beautiful love pieces. And there was one that I was really feeling, I want to take a trip with you. Can
Okay.
you can you tell us what that one was, what was that one about and what inspired it?
Oh gosh. I love that. Take a trip. That is a favorite of a lot of people's. Take a trip is a beautiful song. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's about wanting to get on the road or get on the plane with that special somebody that you love just spending all your time with, that you love learning about. Taking a trip with your boo. What
Yes.
inspired it? At the time that I wrote it, I was talking to a guy that I'm no longer talking to.
Okay.
But he was a I'm gonna be honest. He was kind of a stranger, but I met him on the job. I go to a college, a university. So it's a big school. But we met on that scene, and we have been seeing each other passing by for about a month or so. And he said he was taking a trip to North Carolina for some reason. If I wanted to tag along, and I was feeling a little adventurous, so I said sure. So I took a trip, a little road trip with this guy who I've only been getting to know for a month, and it was good. It was enjoyable. I really enjoyed my time. Just taking a scenic route and learning each other and singing and listening to music in the car. It was just a beautiful moment in my life. So I decided to write a little song about it.
Yeah, that was hot. I really like that. You had some really, really amazing pieces. And because you've written so much, what is your favorite?
My favorite. That's like asking somebody which child is their favorite. Do you understand? That's like, what's your favorite child?
Oh gosh, yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. Well, how else would I put it? Mm, well, you know what? How about I do this?
Okay.
Is there one that you can share with me and my purpose friends this evening? Just a little something?
Of course. Of course. Let me see. What should I give you? I'll go ahead and just give you the first verse of my single that's out now, Journey to Neo Soul Space. Think it kind of introduces me as a person and probably some of the stuff we'll get into today. And just dropping some gems to the people as usual. So it goes, I be in my head playing games, doing dances with my demons. I be telling me to stop, but she say, girl, it ain't that easy. I be at war with myself. I guess it's the Libra in me. Life can be a jail cell if you ain't got no divinity.
Mm,
Interesting. I be trying to keep a Bible near me, but I also meditate and balance chakras. Forgive me. Mufasa Lion King, my hair. I like how gold compliment me. It's funny how little you care when you get older. I'm growing. God, forgive me for the sins I don't even commit. I know you love me, so you gonna release all my addictions from everything that I think serves me when I know that it doesn't. I know that you ain't take me yet because you still got a purpose I ain't fulfilled yet. The blood, sweat, and tears, yeah, I did that. I've been planting some seeds, but they ain't grown up out the field yet. Your daughter was a baby. Now she's starting to get her feet wet. It's hard to live different in a world that comes so preset.
mm, mm,
That's
mm.
that's verse one.
Yes.
Journey to Neo Soul Space.
Oh, I love it. And y'all, and it's available right now on all available
Everywhere.
platforms.
Everywhere.
Y'all get it, download it. Oh my gosh. Thank you for that. Oh my goodness.
Of course. Thank you.
Okay. If you would tell us something that most people may not know about you. Just one fun fact.
I found her. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. A fun fact. What's fun? I got weird facts. Y'all don't want to hear
Weird
weird.
is good.
I don't know what's a fun fact. Juba, this was a hard one for me. This was a hard one. I didn't come up with this.
Okay.
I'm the youngest of three
Okay.
by 10 and 20 years. I'm like
Oh,
I'm the baby of the family.
oh, you are the baby baby. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So your sibling, okay, so your siblings are older, so they were automatically a babysitter. Um,
Oh,
probably seem like a aunt. Do you have brothers and sisters or both?
just sisters.
Just sisters.
Three
So
girls.
they were probably like a second mom or auntie, and maybe
Middle sister, definitely. She was the one that kind of had to tag me along to friends' houses
yes,
all the time, or watch me or bring me down the street when she wanted to go down the street type of thing.
yeah.
My oldest sister was living her life and growing and getting married, so we're a little bit more removed. But I love both of my sisters.
Of
But
course.
yeah, definitely middle sister had to take some of that weight, I
Oh
think.
yeah. Oh yeah. And I think with me having five children, with my oldest being 30 and my youngest being 12, that 30-year-old, she definitely felt like she had to be the mama and the auntie and everything else from time to time, having to take them around and or just kind of help her parents out.
Yep.
So yeah, yeah. Oh goodness. So you had the opportunity to be everybody's baby. So that's yeah, I like that. I like that.
Yeah, it's a blessing and a curse. I
Yeah.
think that might be part of this old soul that a lot of people see. I was always around older people, always tagging along with moms or older people. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. And maybe that's why I said that everybody's able to just connect, and which is a good thing because it means that your audience you have a very broad audience. You have, people that are your age and younger, and then you have us older people.
Exactly. And I love that. I love that. I get so shocked when I have some of my more seasoned women coming up to me and saying that they related to something I was saying.
Yes,
It has me
girl,
smiling.
yes.
it, I hate to say, it just feels good to know that you're not the only person going through what you're going through, and that your words can still connect to somebody and maybe click something on a better level. It's beautiful. I love
Yeah.
connecting with everybody of all ages.
And I love that, and I love that your craft allows you to be able to connect with so many different people because you have some stuff to really say. So so that's good. Now, because this is Women's History Month, and what I want you to do, I want you to think about a woman, whether she's known or unknown, someone that has been an influence to you, somebody that you admire or look up to, and tell us why.
Okay, I got three in my industry. I got to give a shout out to Georgia Me, the queen of spoken word.
Mm,
That's mama, that's auntie, that's like I say, the queen of spoken word. Right here in Atlanta, she is a boss in what she does, not only for her gift of spoken word, her ability to command attention
mm,
wherever she goes. It's so goddess like, and it's something I inspire and aspire to be. She's just an amazing woman, not only for what she does and how she does it, but when you can feel somebody's spirit, and you can feel somebody's passion and love every time
mm-hmm.
you talk to them. That's Georgia. She's a nurturer. She's a mom at heart, and she's just so lovable. I love her so much. She's awesome. Shout out to my mom. She's all that and some. That's my rock. That's my spiritual leader. She has instilled everything that y'all hear me regurgitating out. Is because she raised me to be this way. She's an amazing light. So she's definitely somebody I have to represent. Um, and people like, I gotta give a shout out to like Tiana Taylor in the game.
Oh
Her
yeah,
resilience, her strength, her ability to do so much and still do it all well and go hard and be a beast at it. Whatever she puts her name on, that's a woman I admire, that I look up to. Just a boss, a hustler. So many I could name, but
I
those are
love
three
it.
I'll highlight today.
Okay, I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. And I think it's really cool that we have people in our lives and women that we, even if we're admiring them from afar, just to have somebody that's doing what it is that you do or influence you in some sort of way. And the cool thing about it is that you have other people that are looking at you and you are an inspiration to them. As a matter of fact, you were an inspiration to me, and I'm like, that was one of the reasons why I was like, okay, I gotta have abstract. Let me see if she is available. So I want to thank you. I want to thank you because I had to,
Thank you.
I was like, if I could have, I mean, it was like, like I said, I know so many women, but I was like, okay, I need to be very, very, very selective. And God, show me who. And I'm thankful and grateful for your yes, because I thought that you are absolutely incredible, and I absolutely love your craft. So speaking of your craft and what it is that you do, I want you to tell us about a favorite career moment, or what you feel may be your greatest accomplishment so far.
Okay. I will go back to the beginning. 2012, I won a competition called the Spark Competition. This is actually the story of how I met Anthony Page, in
Okay.
Augusta, Georgia. I saw a poster, a flyer for the Spark Competition, and it stands for Speaking Poetically and Remixing Knowledge. It was a talent competition open to all people in Augusta. It was a 6 month long American Idol type style competition.
Oh,
So every month or so, or 3 weeks or so, I think two people got eliminated. It was strenuous. It was stressful.
oh
It was
gosh.
challenging. There were challenges. The challenge would switch up, and we would have to write to a different topic every competition.
Oh
Sometimes we even
wow.
had to merge performances with the other competitors and like do a duet or so. We got paired, pick from a hat. It was really like they pushed us. They pushed us. There were photo shoot challenges and commercials, and he
Oh
really
wow.
really did the production well. It was an amazing first experience into the the production life, into the media life. It was a big deal. It was a big deal, and I ended up, by the grace of God, I ended up winning the competition. It was I think it was a don't $15,000 prize package, not in
Oh,
cash, but in prizes and benefits and opportunities and all types of things. I mean, it was a big deal, and I just remember that night so vividly. My family, my friends, all being there, and knowing how much work I put into the competition, month after month, week after week, all the way down to the last moment. I never gave up. I only pushed harder. Ended up winning by doing a 10-minute piece, spoken word piece.
oh wow.
Um, a 10-minute spoken word performance, and I killed it, and I
Ooh,
won,
of
and it
course.
was and it was
Of
just,
course.
I couldn't do nothing but thank God, and know that that was confirmation that I cannot give up, and that this is something that I need to keep moving forward with. That moment I felt like was the catalyst to me doing this forever. So I credit Anthony Page for really kind of starting my spoken word career in the industry, through that competition. That was an amazing moment. And I've had other great moments since then. But if I want to go back to what brought me into this, that
Yeah,
competition really strengthened me and got me ready for what I'm doing today.
love it. Love it. And yeah, Anthony has a way of he recognizes talent.
Talent. Yes, he
He
does.
recognizes talent, and
Yeah.
he will push you. I think he's probably mentored I don't know how many people, you know,
So
but
many.
yeah, if Anthony Page was a woman, he would be one of the women that I'd spotlight this
Oh,
month.
yeah. With
Yeah, yeah. But one of the things that I like most about him is that he has what he calls that Harriet Tubman syndrome, where
mentality.
yes, and he goes back to get you, and so he has put a lot of people on just talent recognizing
Just
talent.
recognizing that gift.
Yeah,
Yes, he's such a good man, and he never forgets. His connections is so wide. It's so
yeah,
wide. He's
absolutely.
on it. One of the hardest working men I know in the film industry.
Absolutely. And speaking of Anthony Page, okay, as I mentioned earlier that we did the Blue series. Tell us about your piece in that. What exactly did you do? I described it the way that I described it, but if you tell us what was your part in the Blue series.
Yeah, no, you described it pretty well. So, my one act was called Abstract Unveiled Tales of a Young Black Female. And that's what it was. Mine was a little bit different from the others in the sense of I use what I do well and my gift, and that's my poetry and my lyrics and my music. And I weaved it together. I broke it in pieces and I weaved it together to tell a story about my life, just personal things that I've actually been through, and the way that I communicate it in my writing and deliver it to the people to kind of tell you that I learned from it. I got some bruises, but I'm still here and I'm still healing, and I learned from it. I have lessons to share with you if you can relate.
Right.
So that's what it was. That's what it was. Just delivering my poetry and my music to the people.
And speaking of music, I saw in an interview where you stated that poetry, is your first love. And somehow this poetry has evolved into you being this dope, just hip hop lyricist.
Yeah.
What is all of this about? Because it's exciting. It's exciting. Yeah, so what's up with that? How did that just kind of evolve?
I guess it was probably inevitable. I didn't see it coming. I didn't see myself being Like, to be honest, I still struggle with calling myself a rapper. Um, I'm working through this journey every day. But that's what it is. I consider myself a hip hop lyricist because you can rap, but I feel like my words and my lyrics are still poetry. They're still poetic in nature, and I'm really conversing with the people, and I have something to say. I'm not just bebopping out here like what you hear on the radio. Like,
Uh-huh.
I'm still delivering messages, and gifts from him, but through music and with a rhythm to get a different audience to listen and pay attention to what I gotta say. Um, it came from me kind of having a dry spell with my spoken word. You know, when you do something for so long, sometimes you get a little tired. And I got a little, what do you want to say, dry? I,
I
I,
feel
I
you.
had, I had a dry spell. And the way I revived it was by putting my poetry and my lyrics to a beat. And that kind of relit a fire, and tested my mind and challenged my mind in a different way. Now I have a certain rhythm and a cadence I have to stick to while still keeping the rhyme. And it's just it relit a fire in my spirit. So now I'm still writing, still a poet, but putting it to music. And I'm starting a new journey, but I'm still delivering the same message, of enlightenment and love and healing, to my people. So it's been a beautiful thing. And I see myself doing this for a while, but I will always continue doing poetry and
Oh
spoken
yeah.
word.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Because it is absolutely definitely part of your purpose. Okay. Now, what advice would you give to another young woman that this little girl that you see that's writing her poems that's into spoken word? What advice would you give to a young artist that that wants to do what it is that you're doing? What advice would you give to her?
Besides, don't give up. That's pretty cliche. I would just say, don't be afraid to put yourself out there. I have a lot of people come up to me after shows that tell me that they do poetry too, and they would love to get out there, but they're scared or they're nervous. And truth of the matter is, I'm scared every single time I'm about to perform. You would think it's gotten easier. It subsided a little bit, but I get nervous every time I'm about to perform. That will never go away until you actually say that first word, and that's when you kind of let loose and let the message be for everybody else but yourself. You take your ego away. You remember, it's not even about you. It's about delivering these beautiful words you have to the
Ooh,
people so they can connect and they can relate and they can love and they can receive. Um, so when you
oh,
take
that's
yourself out of it, it releases the nerves. It's not about you. Forget about it. Put yourself out there. Put your work out there and let somebody love on it. So that would be my advice. Like, don't be afraid to be uncomfortable and deliver these words to the people. If you consider yourself a writer and you know that's your gift and you know you got something of value worth hearing, get out there. That's my advice.
oh wow. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love that. Thank you. And I'm not even that little girl, but I'm that little girl. So wow, wow. And
Yeah.
especially as just being a writer, it's so easy for an author to get put in one specific lane. And
Mhm.
because I'm an editor, I'm working with writers, authors all of the time. And I
Nice.
have some of them, they're like, well, Juva, I've written this particular genre, but I really want to do this. And
Mhm.
but you're right. If we could just take ourselves out of it, you have to take yourself out and realize that you are giving this to the world. You're giving this to the people. And so that does take the nerves out of it. And maybe it will encourage you to go ahead and write that thing. Write that thing if that's what you want to do. I absolutely love that. Thank you for
Yeah.
that. I'm going
Exactly.
to refresh our room a little bit because I do see that we have a few of my purpose friends on here. And I just want to say hello and I want to thank you guys so much. Y'all say hey, hey, hey to Abstract
Hello,
C.I.M.
hello. What's up, everybody?
Okay. Yeah, my purpose friends they have been coming in every single week and we've been looking forward to having you on. And so we thank you so very much. Now, if you could tell my purpose friends and I, how can we connect with you? Where can we hear your music? What do you have going on next? Where can we find you, Abstract?
Okay. The best place you can connect with me right now is on Instagram at abstract, the letter C, the letter I, the letter M. Abstract C.I.M. You can also check me out on Facebook if that's your thing. We on Facebook now. Sasset West. Sasset Abstract C.I.M. West. That's a little bit more complicated. But those are my tags. I definitely have an album coming out this year called Neo Soul Space. It's a neo soul hip hop album. I cannot wait to deliver to y'all. That is my baby. I mean, imagine neo soul and hip hop coming together and having a
Yes,
child. That is what my genre is.
I
I'm
love
a
it.
I'm a conscious lyricist. I'm a conscious rapper. And I got something good. I got something good worth hearing, y'all. So stay tuned. Neo Soul Space is coming. Abstract C.I.M.
I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Well, I'm going to see if any of my purpose friends have any questions or anything directly of you, or if they just wanted to say hi, or if they wanted to ask you something specific, or just to give a comment. And I do see that I have several friends that are on and or have been on. I want to say hello to Sean Taylor, Harold French. I see you there, Kelly Sweet, and it's so funny. Kelly Sweet is my sis, and she's actually she's an author, she's a writer, but she actually just released a book of poetry,
Nice.
poems, and it was really cool because her husband Will, he illustrated it, and so they brought their talents together, which I think they probably work on lots of projects together anyway. I mean, how cool is it to be married to someone that's going to be able to hook up your
Your
designs and
creative
everything
friend.
else?
Yes. Yes. Goals. Couple goals.
Yeah, absolutely. I also see my cousin Brown Sugar Doll. She was one of my cousins that I featured during the Black History We Are Black History segment, and of course I even see my mama up here. Hey, mama. And my mother during the time that we were doing, I was doing all of the advertisement. She says, "Is that the little girl that did all of the poems?" I
That's me,
said,
Mom.
"Yes, ma'am, that was her."
That's me.
She was like, she was good. Yeah,
Oh,
my family. I don't know if you remember this one show, but they took up that whole entire side, and they absolutely loved you.
we did
They
so
loved
many
you.
shows. That is amazing. That is amazing. Yeah, that was a beautiful experience. Loved your piece.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was definitely a piece. When you said, I'll be honest, when you were talking about abstract and your stage name, it took me back for just a moment.
Took you back.
It took me back for just a moment. I'm like, okay, yeah, your stage name. I totally get that, and I totally can understand. Turning into a totally
A
different.
whole different person. You get it. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so honored that we had that opportunity just for everybody to be able to get there and just to showcase themselves and do their thing. And I tell you, I want to thank you so much for coming on to the Purpose Conversation, Abstract C.I.M.
Thank you so
And
much for the opportunity.
oh,
I
thank
love it.
you. Thank you. Thank you. And who knows? I know at some point in time, as the world continues to open up and as I make my way to Atlanta and whatever, I'm sure that we will cross paths again on purpose
We
to
will on
to
purpose.
do something, or just for me to just come and check you out, or maybe you come and check out whatever I may have going on. But I thank you so much for your time. just to come and talk and chat it up and allow me the opportunity to share you with all of my purpose friends. You know, the thing about the whole entire purpose conversation, I always said it's something we can talk purpose all day. I mean, I could talk purpose all day, seriously. But it's
Mhm.
something to see purpose in action, to see what purpose looks like. And so that's the whole gist. I want people to be able to, because I guarantee you there may be somebody that's, that's a writer, that's a whatever, that will be able to relate to one of these women, one of you women that I've had on the show. I'm like, well, if she could do it, I can do it. And then just your feedback and being able to speak into them. So I just thank you so much for taking the opportunity to do that, and just talk purpose and to allow us just to learn you. Thank you so much. You are such an incredible woman and inspiration. Do you have any final words for us?
Likewise, I just want to thank you again for this opportunity. Thank you for giving me the space to open up and connect with the people and learn more about myself by telling you. So thank you so much.
Oh,
Same
you are very welcome. You are very welcome. Okay, purpose friends. Well, I thank you guys so much again for coming on to the purpose conversation. We're going to take a little bit of a break coming next week. But in the month of April, I am going to be showcasing my indie authors. And so, indie authors, y'all get ready. I think I have a lineup, but we're going to be doing a series in the purpose conversation called Book Flexing. What is our greatest flex? Might be our books. And so, I'm going to turn the spotlight on a few of the indie authors, and it's going to be really interesting. But if you are either, I will be a part of the Boss Up Expo Gas House Edition, where I am one of the keynote speakers, and I am going to be speaking on becoming a better you. There will be lots of vendors. There's going to be entertainment. It's going to be a networking opportunity, and it's going to be done safely. So y'all check out the information that's coming on my page. Again, Abstract C.I.M. Thank you so much. Again, purpose friends, thank y'all so very much. I love you guys.
Thank
Thank you.
y'all.
As always, I want you all to continue to seek, discover, and pursue your purpose. I love you guys. Have a good evening.
Good night.
Good night.